Hi, my name is Jamie. I live in Saudi Arabia, and Ramadan Kareem, I guess. Today what I'm gonna be doing is I'm actually getting ready to go somewhere for reals, but I wanted to sit down, film, do a get ready with me, talk about some updates, channel updates, and go through my March favorites. If that interests you, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe as usual. That would really help me out, and you know it, and that'd be sweet. So let's get into it. My favorites I'm gonna be kind of putting towards the end. Sorry, I know that's a bit rude, but okay, watch the whole video, all right? But I'm gonna save my favorites kind of towards the end. I'm also going to include some non-makeup favorites for the month. I just kind of want to keep track of what I'm into every now and again, just for documentation purposes of me and my life. Why not? It's my channel, I'll do what I want with it. I want to talk about the fact that I have more than 100 subscribers, which is wild to me and super, super cool. So first of all, thank you so much for subscribing. If you're here, hi, thank you. If you're new here, hi, thank you even more. I like to see ya. I'm super happy that you're here. So I'm also like really, really over the moon when literally anyone comments anything. There are a few people that really consistently like comment on my videos, and I try to reply. I mean, I do reply to everybody, and I reply to basically everything, and there are a few people that really consistently comment on my videos, and I just want to thank you personally. That's super, super nice, and you really don't know what it means to me because like I live in Saudi Arabia. There's not a lot of people walking around looking like me, and I kind of struggle for a sense of community at all. And just the fact that somebody recognizes something that I do as a hobby really means a lot to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And it's really sweet. Seriously, thank you. And we get to talk about things that I love to talk about, which is makeup. And I would assume that you really love makeup. So let's talk all about it. That's really all I ever strive to do, is I just want to like sit down and geek out about stuff, which is mostly makeup. You know what I mean? So with that in mind, if there's anything that you're really interested in hearing me talk about, if there's like anything at all that you want me to address or get into, tell me, I'll do it. I am just people pleasing enough to like sit down and just give you exactly what you want. So if there's ever anything that I can do for you, let me know, I will do that. It's no skin off my back. I would enjoy it, and I would be super flattered and over the moon to be asked to do it. I'm gonna be using my RCMA foundation. I used this Wet n Wild primer serum beforehand. I actually really like this. I haven't used it a whole lot, but yeah, I've actually, look at that. I've done some damage to that one shade. Yeah, so I've been using this for a minute, and it's not that I don't like it on clients. That's the thing, is that I use this RCMA makeup on clients and it works really well. It's just so finicky for me. Like, it takes forever. Like, it's totally worthwhile to do it on a client because they're paying you, you know? Like, you should get the correct match for sure. But on me, I'm like, meh. It's fine, who cares? You know what I mean? But I still really like the consistency of this foundation. It's just so tiresome to put on. And you know what I just did? Forgot to wet my sponge is what I just did. Kind of like smear it on like a bagel. You really need one of these tools too. Which again, I don't necessarily mind. It's just, by the way, this is not a tool I use on anybody that I freelance for. This is personal. And this palette too that I'm using is explicitly for personal use only. It's not for clients, ever. Moving forward, I have some pretty fun, exciting news that I wanted to share. And it does kind of have some impact on things moving forward, I would imagine. But if you're into it, I'm into it. Let's go. So I'm moving back to Egypt. I'm moving back. I'm going back. It's gonna be so good for me. So if you're new here and you don't know me very well, which most of you don't, and hi, nice to meet you again. But I had a horse in Saudi Arabia. My horse has recently died. He had neurological problems for quite a long time, and it was really unsafe to keep him alive. He could have, in a short form story, he could have fallen down and broken a leg, which is not something you want your best friend to experience ever. So it was very difficult to put him down, but that's what needed to happen. But I've been here for 4 years and I'm just kind of ready to move on from here. I'm taking my cats, I'm taking my makeup, and we're all gonna go back to Egypt. Have my boyfriend. My boyfriend is obviously not super happy with this current arrangement, but we gotta make it work. We gotta make this work with the way it is right now. So I'm actually getting ready to meet my boyfriend right now. So what does this mean for content? I mean, as my channel name implies, I'm American, but I am not doing beauty stuff within the United States. Like, it's always going to be a changing situation, or it's always going to be a different situation for me wherever I am. And I am really interested in continuing in Egypt to develop my channel, and we'll see how the environment affects my content and affects my channel. I'm interested to see. I've looked into it, and I see that most of the indie brands that I really like ship to Egypt, but it's gonna be a whole adventure trying to ship there. If it's an adventure here, it's gonna be 10 times the adventure there, or maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. We'll find out. So there isn't a Sephora in Egypt, which is fine. There is like a Ramfa, I can't remember what that's called. But again, suffice to say, whenever I get my hands on something, it's not gonna be new. It's not gonna be like on launch day or whatever. I'm gonna be kind of arriving at it after some time has gone by, which maybe doesn't matter to you. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're interested in seeing, but I can definitely show you around Egypt in like maybe a blog or a vlog style. I don't have a problem with that. And if that's what you're interested in, sure, I can do that. And if you want me to just carry on doing exactly what I'm doing, I'm probably also just gonna do that. That's mostly my plan, is that I am gonna try to put up 3 videos a week or so. And obviously that may be difficult to do while I'm moving, but you know, we'll see. If you're ever interested in seeing the process of moving, let me know and I can do that for you. But yeah, like I'm interested to see how things are gonna go. And also in Egypt, I'm gonna have a much better opportunity to freelance. There's a lot of difficulties in freelancing here. First of all, it's illegal for me technically to advertise and do any freelancing here. So obviously I can't do that. What I do is for my friends. It's not publicly advertised that I do that, but whenever my friends want their makeup done, they automatically come to me, and I don't want to use my own personal stuff on them. And also typically they are not the same shade as me in anything. So that was kind of the impetus for me getting a whole makeup kit, but I also want to utilize this makeup kit that I bought that is really nice, and it might turn into a fun, lucrative project for me. I don't know, we'll find out. All right, so I put on some concealer, some freckles. I'm gonna go in now and start contouring a bit. I've been into contouring lately. If you've seen my last video, you'll know that. And I want to talk about these as favorites, but I'm gonna hold off for just a second. So, with the kind of all that's going on with me right now, I have absolutely abandoned my low to no buy, you know. I kind of figure like it's gonna be tough for me to get my hands on certain things in Egypt, at least for a while. So yeah, whatever. And also, I no longer have a horse to support. Not that I shouldn't just save money. That would be the best case scenario, and I know that. But the impetus for the low buy was to just make sure that I had more of a financial cushion for myself and my pets. And now at this point, I don't really, like, a huge expense has been taken. That's kind of where I am with that. And also, like, again, I kind of need content. And I'm not saying that, like, again, I'm ever gonna get like the newest, latest thing on absolute launch day. But if I want to develop my channel, then I also need content to develop it. And people are not doing tutorials. They're doing stuff. So I don't know. Wherever I can kind of throw my hat in the ring appropriately, I try to do. But again, it's not, I don't know. It's not going to be the situation that it is with other channels, perhaps. And that, I'm fine with that. I hope you're fine with that. But yeah, like, I should save money. I should be on a low buy. I should be on a no buy. I don't see it happening right now. If it is gonna happen, it's gonna be probably in Egypt, to be perfectly honest. Like, in a way, I'm just kind of doing what I need to do to survive right now. I say this lighthearted, like, I seem lighthearted right now, but I am not exaggerating. I could, like, it's been 0 days. No, I'm sorry. It's been 1 day since I have cried. I'm really ready to move on. I'm really ready to kind of get back to a country that I know well and love a lot, and sort of heal. And I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do horse-wise in the future, but it's really hard to keep a horse here. It's really, really difficult. And that's kind of the other thing too, is that, like, I need to decompress after having a horse here. The last few months have been, before even he died, the last few months have been really difficult. Like, days before he died, I had to, like, chase down a farrier, as in the guy who does their feet. I had to chase him down, and it took me 2 straight weeks to get this guy to just come look at my horse. And then he looked at my horse and was like, oh yeah, he's not comfortable at all. And I mean, mind you, barely ridden. I've barely ridden at all in months because of my horse's health issues. Mind, I didn't know that this is what was going on, but in horses, neurological problems are really difficult to diagnose, so that's why. And it had always presented as something skeletal or muscular, which also makes sense, but yeah, so I had been taking him to the vet, not just the vet, but like the equine hospital, pretty much every month since last May. And, you know, like, before I get back into it, before I jump back into another horse, first of all, I don't know where I'm gonna be living in order to do that. Go figure. It'd be very spooky to have a horse in Egypt. I was willing to, but right now I need to save my strength a little bit. I need to rest, and I need to kind of get back to just living abroad, liking it, and having a good experience, because it hasn't been the greatest experience here. And Not for lack of trying. Not for lack of like my boyfriend trying either. I'm sure that I'll be like probably doing a declutter here soon in order to kind of weed out some of the things that I really don't need in my collection. I'm pretty good about, for instance, like complexion products and other stuff. Like, for instance, it's not that I just have like a drawer of, for example, eyebrow stuff. I really don't. I don't even have like a ton of blushes, for example. I have palettes because palettes are obviously like kind of the easiest thing to get a hold of that don't expire right away. So that's kind of why. I feel like my makeup is really weird and patchy today. I don't know. I would really like it if there wasn't hair all over my face, but that's just all the time the way it is. All right, so I'm using right now the Sea Talk palette from Oden's Eye. This is in collaboration with Lauren May Beauty. I love this palette. 10 out of 10, rave reviews. So I'm gonna get into now sort of my non-makeup favorites for the month. Earlier this month, there was a new set that came out with Circle from Adriatique, and my boyfriend and I cannot stop listening to it. Can't put it down. We've seen Adriatique and it was pretty good. We were in Saudi Arabia for their annual Middle East Festival, and they were pretty good. It was at the very end of the festival though, and we were super tired, and they had supposed to have been on the night before, and we were way super ready to see them that night, and then by the time they got to play the last day, we were dead tired. So I would like to see Adriatique under different circumstances. When I heard the set, and I heard it on SoundCloud first, I didn't see it on YouTube with Circle. When I heard it on SoundCloud, it about fried my face off. It was so good. It's so good. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, progressive house techno, okay? I know. I wasn't into techno until I moved to Saudi Arabia at all. And literally going to do that, like going to a rave, is literally the only thing there is to do here that's even a little bit flavorful. I'm serious. So I really, really have been listening to that set on repeat, and it's dang good. And it's at the Temple of Hatshepsut in Luxor. Beautiful setting. It was invite only. I want to be on that invitation list. Damn. I have such like envy towards those people that got to go to Luxor and go to Temple of Hatshepsut for a rave with Adriatique. Are you serious? Ugh, I want to go do that. We did go to an event here in Saudi Arabia that was really well put on. We were kind of not in the right mood, and I haven't obviously been in the right headspace for going out a lot and doing a lot of things. My general way of being right now is a little bit unpredictable, in the sense that I could have a total screaming cry fit at any given time, as you can imagine. So with that said, we went to an event. It was pretty good, and we saw, oh, who was it? The headliner was Deformation. That's what it was. So we go essentially to see Deformation, but he played a track from Stephen Yolk. And can I just tell you again, that Stephen Yolk track about melts my face off. It's called, oh man, I'll link it. I think it's Morning Comes. Filthy. Oh, it's good. So good. That's also been on like repeat. And again, I'm not really into, I don't know, I haven't really developed my personal taste in techno yet, I want to say. Like, I kind of know what I like when I hear it, but I'm not really sure how to calibrate that. For example, like my boyfriend really is into progressive house, and I'm not all the time. Like, it's good, sure. Sometimes like there's some tracks that I'm like, oh, sweet, amazing, I love this, this is great. And then there are other times where I'm like, get to the point. Get there. I'm tired. I'm bored. You've bored me. I don't want to do this anymore. Get to the thing. Not even the drop. Just put some bass in that so that I can move. You're just sitting there. You're just making me sit here, and you're paralyzing me, and I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to think, and I'm just waiting, not even for the drop, just put some bass down. Put some bass down. I, myself, tend to prefer, and not all the time, but like, I get the sense that my tastes are a little harder than his are. I, for instance, love, or not all the time, but like I loved Emily Lenz when we saw her in Saudi Arabia. She about melted my face, and she kicked me all over the place, and I loved it. I had a great time. I like Adam Bear. Adam Bear smoked me. Anna, I can't remember her name. She's like, her name's Anna, but she is from Brazil. She's a Brazilian DJ. Smoked me. And they are playing at a higher BPM, and they're super bassy, and their stuff gets a little scary, and I like it. I grew up listening to metal, so this doesn't surprise me in a way. Like, I am more into metal than anything else, and so for like, I just don't want to sit there and wait for the DJ to get to the point. I want them to throw some bass in my ears and blow my head off. That's what I want. And anyway, I don't want these long story arcs with like, shit. No, I want bass, and I want you to kill me. That's what I want from a DJ. Thanks. Thanks for my TED Talk on DJing that I don't know nothing about, and I also don't even know what my preferences are. If you happen to be watching this and you know better about what I'm talking about, then please, by all means, send me some things, and I will listen to it. Because, like I said, I'm not even really sure at this point what I like, but I like it when I hear it. I don't know. So, if that makes sense, if there's anything you can help me with in that regard, just please let me know. Give it to me straight. Because, like I said, it's not that I just straight across don't like certain things from progressive house, but man, do I get bored sometimes. Like, for instance, there was a really good Hernan Cattaneo set from Circle that I listened to quite a bit and was like super into until it got to like, I don't know. And my boyfriend listens to Hernan Cattaneo pretty much on repeat all the time. And I'm like, can we not? I want something a little meaner. Like, let's get mean. Let's get to the point. If you had no idea what I was talking about, I don't mean to alienate you. It's techno. You can skip over that. So another thing that I've been super into lately, and my boyfriend and I are both into this, we are watching for the first time Westworld. Dude. I mean, I knew it was good. And the thing is, like, I do this with TV shows, honestly. Like, it'll be happening and people are like losing their minds about it. And I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. I don't want that. And especially like my best friend will tell me like, you need to watch this. And I'm like, no, I don't. You can't tell me what to do. I won't. And then years have gone by, obviously, since season 1 of Westworld has come out, like, and it's canceled and everything. But I messaged my best friend at like midnight one night and I was like, Bernard. And she's like, I know, right? And she was saying to me, oh, what would I give to be watching Westworld for the first time again right now? And I'm like, I know. Especially with how prevalent AI is becoming in like pop culture and conversation. Like people are all concerned about AI, and I think that that is a legitimate concern. And also, what does this mean for us moving forward? Just the whole concept is wild. And also, I think my main problem initially with Westworld is that I hadn't played enough Red Dead Redemption yet. And all I ever want to do when I watch Westworld is play Red Dead. That's all I want to do. Well, probably what happened when Westworld was coming out is that I was watching and I was like, you know what I'd really prefer to do right now? I'd really prefer to play Red Dead. So that's what I did. I hope you know, I watch YouTube every day. I am a fervent consumer of YouTube content. I watch all the things all the time. And I have been really getting back into Danielle Christie. Not that I was ever not into Danielle Christie. I just like take breaks from things. That's kind of another thing, is that like I'll be super into something one month and then I just will like forget about it. Hi, I have ADHD. So Danielle Christie, I hope you know, is a YouTuber that does a lot of murder mystery, and she does her makeup at the same time. Not unlike Bailey Sarian, but Danielle Christie never had kind of a makeup channel, a devoted makeup channel, or did like devoted makeup content. She's only ever done murder mystery and been talking about it while she does her makeup. Wow, my brows are not even at all. Active. She's a bit more active than Bailey Sarian in the sense that like she uploads more stuff with like a greater variety of cases, I feel. But that's not to say I don't like Bailey Sarian. I really do like Bailey Sarian. She definitely did the thing. She made the thing possible for, like, she walked so Danielle could run, sort of deal. But that's not to say I don't like Danielle or appreciate what Danielle does. So yeah, I've been getting way back into her recently. I just today watched an episode about Paris Blanchard, something like that. And he is a psychopath that, you know, is incarcerated, and Piers Morgan did an interview with him. Fascinating. But yeah, so I'm still into like true crime. I'm still into things like that. But yeah, I sometimes take a break from true crime, which I think is healthy for everyone to do every now and again. I don't really need to bronze up too much, but yeah, just a bit. This is all coming together quite nicely. I don't know. Do you like how far my blush and bronzer comes in? Let me know. Let me know. I think it all looks good. Can I show you the greatest highlighter of all time? And for me right now. So this is from the NYX face palette I got the other day. It's this shade and it just looks like natural wet skin to me. So hold please. I really like to put my highlighter right here. I don't know if it pronounces my nasolabial fold right here too much, but that's kind of where I want a bit more volume. Like I don't want volume up here. It just looks weird on me. I don't know. I'm always kind of playing with the placement of my products, honestly. Last thing that I'm trying to do this month is I am trying to get back into reading anything. Who is at the age where you read absolutely nothing? And there are just people that I really admire that can, you know, get on TikTok and tell me all about really good books. And to be honest, I really love Audible. I do love Audible. But again, it's just one of those things that comes and goes for me. Sometimes I'm listening to Audible literally all the time, or I go for months without listening to anything. But this time I'm trying to physically read a book. This is pathetic, but I can't even remember the last time I personally read a whole entire book. And the book that I am endeavoring to read is not an easy book to read at all. Probably one of the more difficult ones. I'm trying to read for the first time, House of Leaves. I've owned this book for like 8 years and it's traveled with me literally everywhere. It's gone everywhere with me and I've never read it and I need to read it. It was a gift. It's from my friend that is super important to me and I always have wanted to read it and I'm so ADHD. I'm so bad at reading anything and I really want to try to do it. So House of Leaves is a horror novel where basically there is a house, like in a nutshell, there's a house that is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. What does that mean? I have no idea. I mean, I kind of get it, but yeah, so I'm really trying to read this book and I really, really want to do it this year, but I have ADHD and also it's really difficult to read. So I'm trying it. We'll see how it goes. Okay. I'm gonna get ready and then when we come back, I'll maybe not look crazy. Maybe, I don't know. I'm wondering, I don't even know what I'm gonna wear. Wait, I know what I'm gonna wear. Hey Jamie, did you literally start taking a pair of scissors to your hair? Yes, yes I did. Cut my little bangs. I don't know, suddenly I'm rocketed into having a good hair day. Maybe, I hope. I need to stop touching it. That's rule number 1, stop touching your hair. So, makeup beauty favorites for the month of March. I just sprayed it on me and made myself cough because that means I used enough. That is the Kayali Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli number 64. I love this. I love this. I like to smell like a slightly spicy vanilla hippie who's kind of dirty. And patchouli definitely gives me that vibe and I really like the vanilla. It's very strong. I don't think it's for everybody. It's pretty spicy, so if you're sensitive to that, if you really don't like that, pass on this one. But for me, like I said, I want to smell like a sweet, dirty hippie, and this does that for me. So definitely in my favorites for the month of March. I'm gonna put this forward even though I've only used it 3 times, but so far I really, really like it. And this is the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro Palette, and I really enjoy it. You saw it in my last video, and I am gonna conditionally put it as one of my favorites because I haven't spent a lot of time with it. It is a new to me product, but it's a little bit expensive, but I think the quality is really nice. I think there's some pretty good contour shades in here if you're light, and some good bronzing shades. I would imagine that if you are obviously, so inclusivity wise, it's not great. I think they could do another palette that would suit medium to deeper skin tones a little bit better. I think a medium could work with this. I really don't touch this last shade, but for a darker skin tone, I would imagine this is not going to work. However, for me, I think the formula is really nice. It's very creamy, glides on really nicely, blends really well. So again, conditionally, I'm gonna put this forward for a favorite. As well, this is kind of a surprise to me. I used to have one of these, no, I used to have a few of these rather, and I decluttered all of them, and then I've recently repurchased them. And I got some contour, bronzer, blush, highlighter from She Glam, and I really don't necessarily like to use She Glam on my channel at all, but you saw me using them today. I think it is really nice to use, and especially for a liquid contour, liquid blush, this is really nice. And I remember liking them, and then they seemed patchy on my skin, but I wonder if they had expired. There is a, let me see, a 6-month expiration date on these, so I think that's kind of what the problem was. I really did not like them at the end, but the last couple times I've used them, and I've used them probably almost every day this week, I've really, really liked them. I'm sad to say. They are kind of nice. So if you want an inexpensive cream bronzer, cream contour, cream blush, that is a good way to go. As well, I gotta say, another She Glam product that I'm sort of hesitant to say is a favorite, but it really is this Insta Ready powder. It comes with a pressed powder and then a loose powder. I like both. I was using the pressed powder a bit today, And yeah, honestly, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It does blur, it does mattify, it's inexpensive, so I've got to put it forward. I have other powders. I do like other powders, but technically they're not as nice, honestly. I'm trying to use up my Beauty Bakery powder for the sake of just using it up, and it is good. And then I have a number 7 powder that I use quite a bit that is good. But honestly, the She Glam stuff is kind of winning out right now. Right now. It may not be that way forever. So as well, let's get into kind of like my palettes for the month. So I bought, I think, 6 new palettes this month. I'm only going to talk about 3, and I'm going to put forward all 3 of these as a favorite. And obviously I'm going to put forward the Sea Talk palette from Oden's Eye, as well as the Flora Story palette from Oden's Eye. Both of these are really nice. I've used both of these 3 times this month. And then I've got to talk about, again, I mean, this is kind of cheating, but honestly, I put in a pretty big order to Give Me Glow, and I did a custom palette, and I really, really like it. And I've been using this every day this week for work. It's really nice. The mattes are really good. And I just like the color story. I like that I made it. So I gotta favorite it. If we want favorite shades, technically, if we want a favorite shade, I'm gonna say Electric Unicorn for sure, in case you wanna buy it. And then I also really like this Sandcastle shade and Mushroom. This is a really good shade. So if you wanna pick those up, that's my favorite for the month. I am gonna try to maybe at the end of the year do a full face of my favorites video, or at least like maybe halfway through the year, which we're not there yet, but you know. And I kind of gotta hit all categories, but honestly, my eyebrow situation is never gonna change. My blush situation may change here and there. I don't really have a favorite foundation right now, but that could soon change. So yeah. That's kind of it for my favorites for makeup for the month of March. And that's kind of it for me today. I have a really fun video coming, so please stay tuned for that. It's gonna take me some time to film, and it's gonna be kind of long, so just be aware. But yeah, I have some good stuff coming, so please stick around and subscribe, and yeah, tell me what you want to see. Thanks for watching today, and I hope you have a really good weekend. Wait, I'm gonna be posting this on Monday, so I hope you have a good week. I'll see you later. Bye.